Y'all want to know the real reason that I'm dropping the link on my 18th birthday?
So in case you needed proof about the video that I said I watched where she said she was broke, and this is Lil Tay, of course, that she said she was broke and that's why she's dropping the OF link. That's the video I just stitched. I wasn't planning on going through the comment section, but I just want to highlight one comment. Hold on. Yes, I need to charge my iPad. I know. I'm just feeling a little tired right now, so I just wanted to sit and record for a little bit, but I'm going to go charge it. Why is the first comment underneath the video where she's talking about how broke she is, so she has to be on OF, why is the first comment saying, I have been waiting since you were 8? And it has 39,000 likes. Are people okay? A person on the internet is saying that they've been waiting for somebody's OF and since they were 8 years old. And 34,000, almost 35,000 people like that comment. Some of you are sick. Some of you need some help. Some Old Yeller style help. Seriously, you are disgusting. 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 Oh my God. Ew. But anyway, so let's get to the article I wanted to read in the last video, and this will encapsulate why I am so disgusted by this situation. Am I disgusted by Lil Tay specifically? No. She has been exploited by her family since she was 9 years old. Her brother and her mom have been pimping her out on the internet to do all kind of stunts, all kind of behavior on the internet in order to generate likes, clicks, money on behalf of the family, instead of using her musical talent and career and using her musical talent and prowess. Because if you saw her live stream where she was complaining about her dad and her stepmom, she was playing the piano, she was playing the guitar. I can't remember if she can sing or not, but she is very musically inclined. You know, there's no reason why, if her mom was that interested in her having a career, no reason why her mom couldn't connect her with like Disney or something like that to try and get her some kind of career. But anyway, before I run out of time on this, I want to read something that is tangentially related to this situation. So hold on. Okay, so this article is on Medium. I have it on my phone just in case things go sideways. So hold on. Sorry, I looked up two similar articles. I realized I had the wrong one open. Okay, so just in case, I do have it open on my phone in case the record button is covering the wording. But this was posted on Medium, and it was written by Yomi Adegoke, and this was written July 7th, 2029. It's an old article, but I think it's relevant. So it says, a radio host was sacked after saying, quote unquote, the countdown was on until Olympian Chloe Kim turned 18. Yomi Adegoke looks at the trend. Okay, so it says, Chloe Kim, the gold medal winning snowboarding sweetheart of the Winter Olympics, is 17 years old. The teen sensation was this year's game's breakout star, not just because of her history-making performances, but because of her embodiment of the fizzing teen spirit of Generation Z. Through the Winter Olympics, Kim has been a caricature of adolescence, tweeting whilst competing, gushing over Lady Gaga, and talking about churros, pizza, and ice cream more than anything else. And over the course of the Olympics, she won many hearts worldwide simply for being such a quote-unquote normal teenager, with teen outlets hailing her as quote-unquote relatable AF, and newspapers awed at her ability to achieve so much so young. Unlike most people whose responses ranged between parental and at times even patronizing, radio host Patrick Connor's response to her juvenile nature was to wonder aloud and on air when having sex with her would no longer constitute statutory grape. She's fine as hell, Connor said to a co-host. If she was 18, you wouldn't be ashamed to say that she's a hot piece of ASS. And she is. She's adorable. I'm a huge Chloe Kim fan. And her 18th birthday is April 23rd. And the countdown is on, baby. The quote-unquote countdown Connor speaks of is both figurative and literal. The practice of creating websites to count down the moments until a young female celebrity reaches quote-unquote adulthood is as old as the internet. In 2004, when I was 12 and the Olsen twins were turning 18, I remember my older sister tutting with disgust at an increasing onslaught of websites dedicated to counting down exactly the months, days, weeks, and minutes until the twins they had watched on their television since infancy would finally be quote-unquote legal. I do remember this, and I believe there were also countdowns for people like Amanda Bynes, Lindsay Lohan, Hilary Duff, lots of them out there, but I'll keep reading. The world has literally seen Mary-Kate and Ashley grow up. The pair were practically born on the set of the family sitcom Full House, cast at just 6 months old. The twins spent the best parts of their childhood starring in our childhood classics like Passport to Paris and Switching Goals. Oh, that was memories. I loved the Mary-Kate and Ashley book series. Men patiently waiting until they hit puberty, and their fantasies made the switch from perverse to pedestrian, made me feel queasy, even before I was even entirely sure what it meant. Before the days of the web, countdowns were often conducted on radio stations. Natalie Portman referenced this in a speech addressing a crowd at the Women's March this year. A countdown was started on my local radio show to my 18th birthday, euphemistically the date that I would be legal to sleep with, she said. Movie reviewers talked about my budding breasts in reviews. I learned very quickly, even as a 13-year-old, that if I were to express myself sexually, I would feel unsafe, and that men would feel entitled to discuss and objectify my body to my great discomfort. The trend truly took off with the introduction of the internet, however. With ease, a platform could be created online, and it wasn't long until the web was spawning countdowns for Hilary Duff and the Harry Potter cast. And it wasn't just shady websites. Let me just scroll to where I am now, just in case. And it wasn't just shady websites. The mainstream media supported the trend too. Quote, hot, ready, and legal, Rolling Stone's August 2004 cover exclaimed about a then 18-year-old Lindsay Lohan pictured in a strappy satin top. I'm going to start reading from the phone because the record button's in my way. Kendall Jenner, 53 days until she turns 18. Not that we're counting. Celebrity gossip site TMZ captioned an image of her wearing a bikini top and tugging at a pair of tiny shorts. To all those wondering, Kendall Jenner turns 18 in 52 days. Hollywood Life wrote below the same image a day later. Next slide. Others were more direct in their approach. At least 6 companies made a bid for Jenner's quote-unquote pornographic debut after her birthday, with one repeatedly offering her $1.8 million to star in a video with, quote, a partner of her choosing, like her older sister. And hoping to keep up with all of the Kardashians, Vivid Entertainment, the company behind the distribution of Kim Kardashian's 2007 SEX tape, offered her sister, Kylie, a $10 million deal when she turned 18. Like the Olsen twins, large swaths of America watched Kylie and Kendall grow up on the reality TV show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which began when they were aged 9 and 11, respectively. The various offers from porn sites show that, in the minds of many, these girls were simply porn stars in the making. Next slide. While some write off this tradition as the sad delusions of even sadder men, what chance do basement-dwelling perverts have with young, beautiful millionairesses, internet commentators say. In the case of Emma Watson, once the ticker on her timer stopped, she faced real repercussions. I remember on my 18th birthday, I came out of my birthday party and photographers laid down on the pavement and took photographs up my skirt, which were then published on the front of the English tabloid newspapers the next morning. If they had published the photographs 24 hours earlier, they would have been illegal. But because I had just turned 18, they were legal, she said at a He for Her press conference in 2016. I didn't know that. I didn't read this whole article. I kind of just screenshot it. So, oh my God. Anyway, I want to finish this before time's up. There's a perverse idea that girls are ticking actual time bombs, that once they turn 18, the floodgates are well and truly open for all kinds of abuse. Coming of age for boys is a beer for your father. For girls, the rite of passage is warding off unwanted actual attention from men old enough to be your father. Not that many will even wait for the clock to strike before they begin to pray. Britney Spears, who also had a number of sites created to mark her 18th birthday, immortalized the world's twisted obsession with quote-unquote jailbait in her infamous Rolling Stone quote-unquote Teen Dream cover in 1999.